I don't know where to begin. I really don't. I'm gonna do the best I can. Start at the beginning and try not to send us down a whole bunch of rabbit holes. The best way I can put it. So I received a text from a dear friend of mine, and she said, "Thank goodness you dropped a new video. I've been waiting forever. It's been 4 months. Where have you been?" Like, you know, it's like, is the channel dead? Are you still around? Are you still investigating? What's going on? So back in April, I did back-to-back investigations. I went to the Villisca Axe Murder House at the end of March. Then I went to the Confederate Cemetery, and then I investigated someone's house. And a few things kind of happened to the footage. So I will get to that. Rabbit hole number 1. So I continued editing the Dybbuk. See, I still haven't improved how to say that. Anyway, so I dropped that video and then I started reviewing footage. And I thought, you know, the Confederate Cemetery is only like a 17 to 20 minute clip. I bet I can just go on and knock that one out, edit it, send it out, and amazing, I would have a video 2 weeks after I posted the Dybbuk. A couple of things happened. I reviewed the footage. I did not notice the laugh until like towards the end of editing. But you notice that a lot of tombstones are blurred out. I did have permission to film. You have to get permission to film in a cemetery. I have permission. I didn't have to blur out the names on the tombstones, but I wanted to do that as a form of respect. You know, cemeteries are sacred to the living and to the dead. So I wanted to go on and blur out the names for people's privacy. Another friend of mine asked, "Why are you blurring the tombstones and not even touching politics?" We just saw a couple of months ago, Trump went to Arlington Cemetery and one family had issues with the name of their deceased family member being in his photos. So the living do care when they see a family member's tombstone on film. Now, one of the reasons why I didn't have to blur out the names is it wasn't a documentary. It wasn't showing up on TV, wasn't in commercials. But once again, I wanted to do it out of respect. So, blurring out the names on the tombstones. There's a filter called Gaussian Blur. Probably saying that wrong. If I am, I'm gonna put it here. Gaussian Blur. You drag and drop that filter onto the video. And then you take the pen tool and you mark where you want it to mask out or blur out the area that you want. Then you hit a tracking button and it's supposed to stay on that item no matter where the camera moves. So here I am masking out a tombstone. Bright white and a patch of green grass. I put my little pens, created the square to mask it out, and then I hit track, and then the software, Adobe Premiere Pro, don't ever use it for video editing. I will no longer promote or talk about their stuff unless I'm complaining. I wanted to mask it out, and it goes, "Oh, is the tombstone over here on this piece of grass or over here on this piece of grass?" I'm like, how are you not tracking the white tombstone in this field of green? It just kept, it wasn't following the tombstone with the camera movement. It wasn't doing its job. let me just show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, this is what it looks like whenever you drag and drop a video into Adobe Premiere Pro. This top line is your visual, your video, and down here is your audio. For what I'm about to show you, I'm going to mute the audio because I don't want to be fighting the audio from the video as I'm demonstrating, I guess, my frustrations to you. I don't know how else to word it. Alright, I'm just kind of showing you the editing issues I was having with this program. So you want Gaussian blur. You type it in this search bar. You drag and drop it over onto the video clip, and it comes up here onto your effects bar. You take the pen, or you could do circles, you could do squares if you want. I just found that the pen tool was better because these tombstones are not exactly perfectly angular. So right now I'm just kind of mapping out the mask. Okay, so there's my mask. I go down to blurriness. So I want it like at 50%. And there you have your mask. So I'm going to highlight the mask so you can see it. And now I'm going to try tracking it. And this is where the fun really begins. So as you can see, I hit the tracking button. It's grayed out. And it's not moving. So now I'm going to have to click onto another section of the video, click back, and hit the button again. So, because if you stay on it, there's no way to get that button back to being white. It just stays grayed out. So you have to click away, click back on, cross your fingers, and oh looky, it's decided to actually follow the camera movement. And you see that tombstone is now disappearing, but did the mask disappear with it? Oh no, the mask is still in the frame and it's blurring out the grass. So that was part of the edits that I had to do, was making sure the mask was off camera, and should the tombstone come back into view, I had to put it back onto the tombstone. Let's say it was coming back into frame, I would have to manually stick it back on. The other issue I was having, I'm just going to move forward here. Say one of these little tombstones needed to be masked. Come on. Yeah, that's another thing. The little pen wouldn't always show up. Okay, so now you hit track. Once again, it's not tracking. So then I have to click off, click back on. This time I'm going to make sure the mask is visible so you guys can see it. Now, are you actually going to follow the tombstone, or are you just going to kind of... Oh, yeah, it decided to stop. It follows the tombstone this time, but I just decided to stop. See, now it's veering off the tombstone. So every single... Oh, see, that one's even more beautiful. It's completely off the tombstone. And that is exactly what I was dealing with this entire time. This little tracking mechanism within Premiere Pro, it either A, doesn't even start tracking and you have to click onto another clip, click back on what you're working on to get it to highlight again, the little arrow to be white again. Or it didn't follow the tombstone. Why is it way over here? I mean, it's a mess. And can you imagine not just having one mask, but like 5 masks per clip? See, this is a clip here, right? Can you imagine having, here's mask number 1, which is over here. Then mask number 2, over here. And then, can you imagine another 3 or 4 masks that you have to babysit per clip? Guys, it was a nightmare.
There are 23 frames per second. There are 60 seconds in a minute. And this clip was 20 minutes in length. Not only just having one tombstone, but several. And you have to go in frame by frame to make the adjustments because the program wasn't tracking the tombstone correctly. That means that there were over 20,000 frames that I had to fix per mask. It seriously took me all 4 months. Then my health declined. By about the beginning of July, it was hard for me to walk around, move around. I was having problems with digestion, my bladder, my intestines because, ta-da, I had an umbilical hernia. I had surgery on August 16th. So I've also been in a habitual state of healing. So between the program screwing up and my health not doing so well, yes, it took me 4 months to edit a small 20-minute clip. Now, moving on to the Villisca. Reviewing the footage. So, after I had gone to the Villisca and to the cemetery and then went to my friend's house, left my cameras overnight at her place, something weird happened to the cameras and corrupted the chips. I was able to salvage most of the videos. One of the clips I lost was the outside and the inside tour of the Villisca Axe Murder House. I didn't take any outside photos of the house because I thought I was just going to snag a still frame from the video itself, which I don't have. So I'm either going to drop the video without it, or I'm going to have to take the time and the money to go back and redo that film. Right now, I don't have the time nor the money. I'm not saying I won't ever, and you will see the video, you will see the footage. I'm determined, so I will make it happen. I just don't know when. So I've set up an investigation for the 19th. Hopefully I can edit it and drop it as a Halloween special. I'm hoping, because this is getting crazy. I am so ticked off that it took 4 months to edit that video. I cannot stand Adobe Premiere Pro. Don't get it. Don't use it. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It wastes time. I will never, I don't have too much good to say about it. I really don't. So that's Maven's take. That's how I feel. That's where we're going with this. Okay, so Maven, what's next? Halloween special. I'm hopefully gonna go back to the Villisca when I have time and money. In the meantime, I've also got my friend's house investigation to drop as well. So I'll probably do this surprise investigation next. Then after that, my friend's house, and that should buy me enough time to figure out something with the Villisca. It's insane. It is insane. I can't believe it happened. I am very thankful that all of you stuck around during this time. It's been a whirlwind and completely unexpected. I still have the intent to drop a video once every 2 weeks. I've had 3 surgeries and a car accident within the last 2 years. My hiatal hernia surgery was August of 22. My tummy tuck, which caused the umbilical hernia, happened in February of 23. Then I got into that car accident, and then this past May, found out that I had an umbilical hernia, which the surgeon of my tummy tuck just conveniently blew off. We're not even going into that. No, I'm not going to name him. He's still a good surgeon for what he does, but after the procedure, he has no further business with you. Just so you know, he's a good surgeon. He knows what he's doing for the procedure, but afterward, you are on your own. That's what I learned. And then the umbilical hernia surgery, of course, was August 16th. So seriously, from August of 22 to August of 2024, 3 surgeries and a car accident. Because a car accident happened September 3rd of last year. I'm worn out. I'm just kind of tired. Not of investigating, but just, I'm done being in a state of healing. Like, I am ready for something new in my life. And that I'm definitely ready for next weekend. So, I love all of you. Thank you for sticking around. And until next time.